Centerstage on Crick Buzz. I come from warm Mumbai. You can see the way I am. He comes from cold New Zealand.
I tell you what, I'm all rugged up as well, Harsh. How many layers have you got on? Come
I've
on.
got one, two,
Three?
three.
Okay, yeah, I've got two on and I'm still shivering a little bit. It's not pleasant whatsoever, but it's been like this all around the country for a couple of days. Let's hope it clears.
Right, let's assume there will be play tomorrow. Now, both teams come unbeaten. Who's favourite in your eyes?
India are favourites. I think the way they played in their last encounter, they looked like a side that were travelling very well. New Zealand have had three relatively easy games, but 6 points is 6 points. And I think when you look at those three games, they called them banana skin ones. I'm not sure they really were. I don't think any of those sides were, at their best, were going to beat New Zealand. And so 6 points from six, I think that's a good way to come into this competition, but they need to be at the top of their game to beat India.
You're not going to Bangladesh in the near future, are you?
No, I'm not going to Bangladesh in the near future. I don't think so anyway.
Not after what you just said. I thought India, on the other hand, came up with two tough games. South Africa is actually struggling, but India did well against South Africa. They had to fight hard to win against South Africa, and it was a good result against Australia, so they'll be full of confidence.
Yeah, I think they will, won't they? I mean, what are they going to do with their side, though, with Shankar? Is he out completely? Is he not out? I mean, what are they going to do? Who are they going to bring in? And what do they do? It's an easy switch to just move KL to the top, but what do they do in the middle order, Harsh? Come on, what do they do?
You know, the funny thing about this is we spent the whole of the last 10 months talking about who's going to be number 4, and we said, right, we found KL Rahul, and guess what? The question is, who's going to be number 4? So they've called up Rishabh Pant, but they've called him up as cover. So he's around in case they need to make a quick switch, much like Australia have done with Mitch Marsh. But I think at the moment it'll be Vijay Shankar or Dinesh Karthik.
Yeah, and that's the conundrum, isn't it? I think Shankar will offer them a little bit of bowling, and if it's going to be a little bit seaming conditions or friendly conditions for the seamers, maybe he's a good option. Karthik will offer you that little bit with the bat, but is he good enough solely as a batsman to bat at 4? There's probably question marks over that as well. And if they rule Shankar out, does Rishabh Pant come straight in at 4 and play the rest of the tournament? That's going to be another one that I'm not sure anyone wants to really jump on board or off board on that.
You played, I don't know if these probably the right conditions to play Shami. You play 3 seamers, wouldn't you? Would you leave out a spinner here? And similarly for New Zealand?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, New Zealand have got that covered anyway because they've only got Mitchell Santner as their option at the moment. They're reluctant to play Sodhi, and in these conditions, I wouldn't play Sodhi either. They'll go with the 3 seamers, the 2 all-rounders, and Mitch Santner only. And Santner's bowled quite well against India at different times, so I'm thinking that's how they'll go. The interesting thing for me with New Zealand will be the fitness of Nicholls, whether he comes back in at the top of the order. He was the incumbent, got injured, so I think he will come back in a fit. And Tim Southee over Matt Henry. Henry got 7 in the first 2 games, was a little bit poor in the last game, so do they bring Tim Southee in if he is fit and ready to go?
Now the other factor is, we talked about 2 unbeaten teams coming here, and the fact that only one could leave here unbeaten. Could there be a chance that both will still leave unbeaten?
There is a chance, and I think that if both these sides walked away from this encounter with 1 point each, I don't know who would be more disappointed. Maybe India. And at the end of the tournament, in that little sort of countdown towards the back end, the last 2-3 games, maybe that 1 point for New Zealand could be crucial if it happens tomorrow. Maybe that 1 point for India won't matter too much because I think they'll be in the top 4. They're a good enough side. From a New Zealand point of view, that 1 point could just tip them from 10 points to 11 and maybe sneak them into that top 4.
You know, my assessment before the tournament started was if India can get 6 points from these first 4 games, there's also a Pakistan game. If you can get 6 from these first 4, then you've got a very good chance of ending with 12. So to that extent, I think India might be a little disappointed if they go with 1 game. But I tell you what, they say when you come to England, look up. Dooley with his height will probably discover the rain a little earlier than I do. But it's a look-up day tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Look, it's been a look-up week, hasn't it? I mean, I'm surprised there's a game going on in Taunton as we speak. But, yesterday I was in Bristol. I think it was about 7 degrees in Bristol yesterday. It was miserable. We come here today and we need these. We need one of these. That's what we need.
Hopefully we won't need it all of tomorrow. That's it from us here from a cold Trent Bridge.